Good morning, children. Welcome to class 11th biology once again. Children, today we are going to start a very important and very interesting topic of chapter number 8, that is cell membrane or plasma membrane. Okay, so cell membrane and plasma membrane both are the same term. We can say that cytoplasmic membrane also. It is the second layer of the cell, the outermost, that is cell wall. After that is cell membrane, and the function of the cell membrane is transport the ions and molecule from outside to inside or inside to outside. Okay, so start about cell membrane. Children, the detailed structure of membrane was studied only after the discovery of electron microscope in 1950s. Okay, before that we don't have details about cell membrane. All cells are enclosed by thin film like plasma membrane. This is known as cell membrane, which was set by Nageli and Kramer in 1855. But the details they did not give at that time. But after the discovery of electron microscope, the detailed structure are available. Okay, so children, the study about cell membrane show that cell membrane is composed of lipids that are arranged in a bilayer. Okay, so basically the two layers of lipids are found in the cell membrane, and the lipids are arranged within membrane with the polar heads towards the outer side and the hydrophobic tails towards the inner part. Okay, means if we see the structure, then the head, it will be outer side and it is hydrophilic. Okay, hydrophilic, hydrophobic, I hope you know about that. So the tail, that is towards the inner part. Okay, the tail towards the inner part and the head is the outside. Okay, I repeat once again, lipids are arranged within membrane with the polar head towards the outer sides and the tails, that is hydrophobic, will be the inner side. Okay, children, this ensure that the non-polar tails saturated hydrocarbon is protected from aqueous environment. Okay, because tail, that is hydrophobic, they are phobia of water. Okay, they are water hating, not water loving. So that's why the non-polar tail is protected from aqueous environment. Okay, they do not come in contact with water. Okay, clear about this, children? So the lipid component of membrane mainly consists of phosphoglycerides. Phosphoglyceride. So till here we have seen that the cell membrane is consist of the two layers of lipids. Okay, the head of lipid, that is outer side, and tail will be the inner side. Okay, later biochemical investigation clear that the cell membrane also possesses proteins and carbohydrates. Okay, lipids we have seen that, but later discovery about plasma membrane prove that it is also consist of proteins and carbohydrate. Okay, the ratio of protein and lipid that are varies in different cell types. Okay, it is not same in all cell, it is vary from cell to cell. Like for example, human erythrocyte, okay, RBC. RBC, that is red blood cells, and it is also known as the erythrocyte. Sorry. So erythrocyte has approximately 52% of protein and 40% of lipids. Okay. So children, depending on the age of extraction, the membrane protein can be classified as integral or peripheral. Okay, integral or peripheral. Clear? Now see, the peripheral proteins live on the surface of membrane. Okay, on the surface of membrane, the peripheral proteins are found, while the integral proteins, they are buried in the membrane. Inside the membrane, we can see that the integral proteins are found. Okay, as you see on your screen, the structure of cell membrane there, in which the two layers of lipids are there, children, and in them the protein are also embedded. Okay, the two types of protein, that is children, peripheral and integral. Okay, peripheral and integral, and some sugar also present on the protein. Clear about this? The fluid mosaic model of plasma membrane. Fluid mosaic, children, it is quasi-fluid nature. Quasi-fluid means it is not be a solid and it is not be a liquid. Okay, it is a medium size, we can say that. Okay, it is between the solid and liquid that ensure its flexibility. Okay, so we'll discuss in detail about fluid mosaic model here. The fluid mosaic model of plasma membrane was proposed by Singer and Nicholson in 1972. Okay, the two scientists, that is Singer and Nicholson. Okay, Singer, that is in the University of California, and Nicholson from the Salk Institute. They combinedly proposed the fluid mosaic model of plasma membrane. According to this, the quasi-fluid nature of lipids enables the lateral movements of protein. Okay, so the fluid mosaic model, that is a quasi-fluid nature. Quasi-fluid, I told you, it is not to be solid and it is not to be liquid. So the quasi-fluid nature that enable that the lateral movements of protein within lipid bilayer. Okay, lipid bilayer, that the proteins lateral movement allow. Okay, so we can say that the ability to move within membrane is measured as its fluidity. Okay, so basically if fluid will there, then the protein can be moved. Okay, next point, the fluid nature of membrane is also important from the point of view like certain function they perform: cell growth, formation, intercellular junction, secretion, endocytosis, and cell division. The various function, okay, that are performed due to the fluid nature Okay, one of the important here, that is endocytosis. Endocytosis, that is the special features of the plasma membrane in which the plasma membrane adjust themselves for the ions or molecule. Okay, uh, the ions and molecule can easily enter into the plasma membrane, and this process is called endocytosis. Okay, children, one of the most important function of the plasma membrane is the transport of the molecules across it. Okay, the molecule will be transport through the plasma membrane. The membrane is selectively permeable to some molecule present on either side. Okay, selective permeable means they can allow. Okay, many molecules can move briefly across the membrane without any requirement of energy, and this is called passive transport. Okay, the two transport takes place in the membrane: active transport and passive transport. Children, the passive transport is occur with concentration gradient. Okay, like from higher concentration to lower concentration. Okay, this is passive transport. But the active transport is occur against the concentration gradient from lower concentration to the higher concentration. So in lower to higher they need energy, that is ATP. Okay, clear about active and passive? In passive, no requirement of energy. Sorry. Neutral solutes may move across the membrane by simple diffusion from higher concentration to the lower, and water may also move across the membrane from higher to lower. Okay, so basically diffusion and osmosis takes place in the plasma membrane. Both are from higher concentration to the lower concentration. Osmosis in the case of water and diffusion in the case of gases. Okay, this is passive transport. Now children, in active transport, that is done by the sodium potassium pump, in which the ATP is required. Okay, and this ATP used for transportation from lower concentration to higher concentration. Okay children, example of active transport, that is sodium potassium pump. So children, this is about plasma membrane that we have discussed. We recall some important point of the plasma membrane. Children, it consists of the two layers of lipids, that's why it is bilayer, and that is also have the proteins, the peripheral and integral protein. Okay, the protein and the lipids that are vary in cell to cell. Example, erythrocyte, they have 42% of the protein and 40% of the lipids. Okay, the proteins, that is peripheral proteins, they are present on the surface of membrane, but the integral protein, they are totally buried in the membrane. Okay, here the outside, that is peripheral, and in the cell membrane this is integral. Okay children, the fluid mosaic model of plasma membrane was given by the Singer and Nicholson in 1972, and they said that the cell membrane has the quasi-fluid nature. Okay, quasi-fluid, not to be solid and not to be liquid. Okay, the main function of the plasma membrane is to transport the molecule across it. Okay, the two types of transportation takes place in the membrane: passive transport and active transport. Okay, so this we have done today, the plasma membrane. I hope you have learned properly. If any problem regarding plasma membrane, we'll discuss in live class. Okay, thank you.